The next bit of news is the Lenovo Smart Paper. You might have seen this one. So Lenovo are a massive tech company entering the Eink. No, not entering the Eink market. They're entering the Eink tablet market because they've had some Eink products. They've put some second Eink screens already on some laptops, which I think is a really interesting thing, but I'll come on to that in a moment. It seems like the Lenovo Smart Paper is going to be a simplistic note taker, but like Note, Kindle, Scribe, it does seem to have, and they're making a big point of this on their website, lots of different 7 different actual brushes that you can use rather than just one, with clearly indicating the use of lots of pressure levels there. It seems so simple, right? Something that you wouldn't have thought anyone would have released a device without, but there we are. There they are. Made a big point of those. The one thing about this is it's not a full Android device. With it being Lenovo, I was really surprised that they seem to have gone down a simplistic note taker. Looks quite a lot like the remarkable tool set here on the side. It is very strange. It does have a microphone. Yeah, it's odd that it just doesn't have full Android. It seems an odd choice not to go with full Android. It might be Android, but they don't seem to have full access to apps, just their own little ecosystem they've built for that. The next bit of news is this one. This is the Lenovo Twist. This is the Lenovo Twist over this side, by the way. I've put this on. This is another Lenovo PC here. Now, what the Lenovo Twist does is you can actually turn this screen around, so you can be typing on this e-ink screen, and it's a 12-inch, so it's quite large, color e-ink screen, which is absolutely fabulous. But what I was wondering about is this device here. It's called the Thinkbook G3, which has got a second screen just here. Now, so many of you, when you talk to me about what you're looking for in a device, talk about on your desk, you've got your keyboard, your mouse, and next to that, you want to have a notepad of some sort. And you've been using traditional notebooks for some time, diaries, planners, whatever, or just a scratch pad for scribbling your notes down to include on your actual documents. And Lenovo sort of seemed to embrace this by popping a second smaller screen, which is stylus enabled, off here to the side. But in this G3, it's a second LCD or OLED panel. What I was thinking is, why not put the e-ink screen just next to it here? And I'll go even further than that, because I'll talk about why not do it the way that they've done it with the Twist. But actually, why not make this just a small tablet that can actually be lifted out? And that can be lifted out, and it can be your e-ink reader that you can take over to the sofa. You can actually hold. It could be incredibly thin and light because it wouldn't need much battery. It being sort of regularly docked in there, it wouldn't need much storage on it. It wouldn't need very high processing power, because what it could have is just, the documents you want to read, you lift it out, you go read them, and then when you're done, you pop it back in. Or even that you can lift it out and pop it to the side, and it wirelessly broadcasts extra screens, etc. as well. So I think there's interesting things to go with this sort of format. It does make a very large PC, but maybe a sort of 7 or 8-inch screen, sort of not much bigger than the kind of number pad on a keyboard, would actually work. I think it would work pretty well and be able to lift out. But the Thinkbook, why not do it this way? Why does it not make sense to me to use a coloring screen that you can twist around? Well, firstly, I wonder how durable that hinge is going to be. And secondly, it's going to be quite heavy. You're carrying a whole laptop. For me, I don't think you're really going to want to use that like a reader. You're not going to want to hold this heavy laptop like a reader. The ink tablets are nice and thin and light, and that's something I think that won't have, therefore, when you're using it like a reader. However, if it is good, typing on it will be something that I can really imagine. And I think if you've got 2 screens available, if I'm carrying around 2 screens, I do want some way of being able to use both screens at once, have that extra screen real estate for productivity. So there we are. That's my 2 cents on that one. It's definitely a very interesting laptop. I think it's going to be about sort of 1,600 or something like that when it comes. It does seem, I often picture it, this is the kind of e-ink space, but then it seems to be able to go back to Windows at the top there. So it's a sort of e-ink halfway house between Windows and some other OS. It does seem that you can run Windows apps. Actually, I made a comment and was swiftly corrected by one of the audience there, which was useful. Yeah, would love to be able to detach a reader. I think that just sort of seems, that seems to make some sort of sense to me, really. And as I say, make it as thin and light as it can be. It wouldn't be much good on its own, but as docking into a kind of mothership would be quite cool.